Hello, hello. Hey, paper crafters. Welcome to my studio. I'm glad you're here. This is day 3 of 5 of the Chalet Christmas camp. Woo woo! And I'm glad that you're here. Make sure to make yourself comfortable. And we're just going to do one super easy craft today. Today is going to be a card, which is what I'm most comfortable making. And as you come on in and find me in your news feed, go ahead and say hello. Let me know where you're from. It's always fun to see where people are from. I have some exciting news, at least for myself, because for me it's huge. But I was checking my YouTube channel and I am now over 500 subscribers. Woo woo! And I know in the big scheme of things, that's really small for some. But for me, it's been a work in progress of over 1.5 years of doing videos. And just to think that a few years ago, I was scared to death to do these. And now I think, gee, I should have done this years ago. Right? I knew I would just be kicking myself in the back end. But needless to say, I want to thank all of you who have subscribed, have recently subscribed. That just makes my heart happy. So with that being said, if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet, make sure to do so. Hey, Bridget. Hi, Kristen. Happy Wednesday, crafternoon. Oh my gosh, it feels weird to even say that, right? So day 3 of our Christmas camp. We have 2 more days to go. Tomorrow, I need to have it recorded. So I'll probably post it a little early for you guys to view tomorrow's project. I apologize for that, but it's class day tomorrow at the Chalet. So I'm going to have stampers over, and I'm not sure if they'd want to sit here and watch me or not. So with that being said, I'm going to pre-record it for tomorrow, but then Friday I'll be live, and then we'll have a full week of fun things that you've seen made as far as some Christmas goodies, so to speak, and getting you thinking about the holidays. And I know you're like, oh my gosh, Dawn, seriously? But you know, Christmas in July is always kind of fun. And it's always a fun challenge because right now we don't have a whole lot in Christmas products. We have some. And so with that being said, I wanted to show you a couple of things here. And I know I've been talking about this all week, but again, online exclusives, and this is where I'm going to today to be using some of the products that you can purchase online. Now, today we are going to work with, again, this bundle of the horse and sleigh, and then also the one horse open sleigh designer series paper, with a really fun and super easy card with a really quick, fun technique today. So we'll be doing that in just a minute. But with that being said, if you're wondering, like, how do I get to these products? I learned something new, you guys. I'm getting super fancy. So if you go ahead and take your camera on your phone and point it to that right now, that's going to take you directly to my online store where the online exclusives are located. At least it should. It should. Like I said, directly to my online store. So, yep, if you do have a camera, point it to that, and it should take you right over to my online store where you can find the online exclusives. Now, if by chance it doesn't, you can go here and then click on the header as it scrolls by those big, beautiful photos that scroll. Those are all clickable, and you can get to the online exclusives there as well. So anyway, and like I said, the truck punch, I didn't check on that today. I believe it's still available. And like I said, I know I keep talking about it, but I've had a lot of people asking about it. So the stamp set will be available next week, sometime next week. They said the week of the 17th. So it should be here pretty quick. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I have a fun card today. and a cool little technique. So let me show you what we're making. Like I said, it's super easy. It's just layers of paper. I make my cards the same way that I dress, in a lot of layers. And those that know me will laugh because it is so true. I'm always wearing layers, no matter what time of the year. But anyway, I love this beautiful pattern in that pack of paper. It is so pretty. And used a little bit of vellum. If you guys can see the vellum right there, a vellum circle. And a lot of this stuff I've cut out in advance, but I want to talk about the tree. Isn't that cool? So we're going to do that together. And like I said, once you see it, maybe you've done this before. I just haven't, but I'm going to give credit to Jay. He did show us this on Creativity Now for those who are demonstrators and participated in that. If not, this is just another way that you can add some color to your card. And I thought it was so cool. Did it go to my online store? Yes! All right. I did something right. I'm so excited because you guys, I am so not good with technology. So when I actually do something right, that just is like, woo, big time. Okay, so with that being said, what we're gonna do, we're going to use 3 colors. I have pulled from my shelf Early Espresso, Pecan Pie, and then I've also added Crumb Cake. I kind of added that last minute today because I've had these sitting out since yesterday. But anyway, what we're gonna do before we assemble a card, like I said, I just want to show you how I did the tree. It's just fun. This is just another way, like I said, that you can add color, and also that you can do this with a lot of different dyes. So it could be just as addicting as the watercoloring that I've gotten into, right? So, alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just get a scrap piece of paper so I don't get ink all over my pretty background thingy here. And then these right here, have you guys played with these? Like I can sit here all day. I don't know. I'm all about texture, and these are like fuzzy. They just feel good. But these are our blending brushes. I think that they're soft enough. If you wanted to, you could use them on your face. But with that being said, I've got a collection of these that I use. And you know, you could actually, I've had people ask, well, do you only use 1 color per? Well, I try, but not always. You can always do like 2 per color. So you can work with like light and dark purples, light and dark pinks, like 1 for each. Let's see, and that type of thing, and light and dark browns, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. But what's really cool about these is you can wash them. I use, of course, Dawn dish detergent. Why would I use anything other, right? I know I'm being silly. Anyway, you can wash it with that, let them dry, and go to town. But for the most part, just like everything else, they're a tool. Don't get hung up on them when they stain, because they're going to. They're just going to. You're working with inks, right? They're still going to work whether they're stained or not. So anyway, I just want to give you a tip on that yes, you can wash them with soap and water, let them dry, and then you're good to go. All right, so I have a piece of scrap basic white paper, and it's big enough to cut out that tree with that die. By the way, before we do go a little bit further, just to show you guys, for those who haven't seen it yet, this is what we're working with. I forgot to show that ahead of time, so I apologize. So the Horse and Sleigh bundle. And then we're going to use this die right here. I love it. It's really such a cool tree. And it's basically what I call a standalone die. You don't need to stamp for it to, you know what I mean, to cut around it. It's just a standalone tree, so to speak, whereas these stamp around images. So we'll be using that in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to do an ombre effect on this scrap piece of paper. This is a great way to use up scraps and play with your dies. So the first color I'm going to use is the Early Espresso. It's the darkest color. So I'm going to go ahead and inky this right up. And we're going to start from off the paper first. Sorry, I just had a phone call. That was odd, and I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Whoops, I hope you guys are still with me. Are you still with me? You're still with me. I apologize. I received a phone call. Grr, spam. And I was bad and I didn't put it on Do Not Disturb. Sorry. Okay. Actually, we're going to go a little bit further with this. I know our die isn't that big, but we're playing because I want to show you guys. Because playing is fun, right? That's why we're paper crafters. We love to play with our paper. The next color I'm going to use is pumpkin pie. Wow, that kind of threw me off. Oh, goodness sakes. So you can see how we're getting like an ombre effect. And then the next color we're going to use is crumb cake. All right, and you can see how this is going, right? Isn't that fun? Like I said, it doesn't need to be super pretty because, you know, you're just cutting a die out of it. So, all right, there we are. Close these, whoops, before we have a mishap. And then I'm gonna bring in my cute little mini machine. Mini but mighty. Okay, there we are. And I'm going to take this piece and that die. Now I know I've given tips on this little guy before, but I know some people have had some problems with cutting things. What you're gonna wanna do, just to mention, is you're going to make sure when you use your smaller machine that the plates are not all meshed perfectly together like that. You don't want that. It's too big of a bite, so to speak. Think of it like a sandwich, and you're trying to bite into a sandwich. It's better for your plates to be scattered, and it's going to cut much better for you. I found that to be true. So anyway, just another little tip. All right, so actually, let's see here. I did it like large sections, so I'm not sure how well this is going to turn out. But anyway, you'll see what I mean, excuse me, in a second. So we're going to go ahead, whoops, and roll this little guy through. And I don't want to shake the table, but I think I'm going to anyway. There we go. Whoops. One moment. I'm getting a scoot all over the place here. There we go. Okay. I'm just trying so hard not to shake, but it's going to shake anyway. Alrighty. So there we go. We've cut out our tree. And by the way, that little boho blue machine is still available. So if you like it in blue instead of the white, you can get it right on the online store. And there you go. Isn't that cool? I can just love the effect of that. Something so simple that I don't know, I never take the time to do. So play with your inks and your dyes, and you never know what you're going to come up with. And the cool thing is, kind of like watercoloring, every time you do, it's going to come out a little bit different. Okie dokie. Let's see here. I'm going to go grab my other stuff here. The other thing that we're using that I wanted to mention to you guys are these dies. These are the stylish shaped dies. If you don't have them yet, you gotta have them, you guys. These are awesome. I'm always coming back to them, and I'm always using them on my cards, especially the circles and these dovetail banners. Love them. Absolutely love them. All right, let's go back to our card here. And I've done some cutting in advance just so that I could keep this a little bit on the shorter side for you guys. So to give you some measurements here, first of all, I've used a piece of crumb cake. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. And then I've cut a piece of pecan pie, and this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And then this piece here is cut at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So we're just going to do some layers here. I grab my seal adhesive. Isn't that side pretty too? Like, it's so hard to choose. It's like, oh, they're both really, really pretty. But anyway, so we're gonna do the layer here. I just wanted that really thin, fine border. I thought that that looked kind of classy. And then we're gonna put this entire piece onto the card front, just like so. And then I've cut the circle from those stylish shapes. I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive right in the middle. And it's just for a focal point, nothing big. Let's see here. I've also cut these out, which I think are so cool. Little mounds of snow out of basic white. And that was these two dies right here. You know, you could actually use these for clouds. Just saying, just saying. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and adhere these, and I'm just gonna use seal again to adhere them to the front. Let's see, I'm gonna put that one right about there. And we'll put this one, we'll layer it right about there. All right, and then my tree, I'm gonna need that. I already cut, so this is one of the stamps in the set, this little bunny, and I already colored it as well, cut it out with the die. Whoops. And this was done in Crumb Cake Light and Dark in my Stampin' Blends. And then this right here, whoops, I have the dropsies today, I swear. I stamped it in Real Red, and I am going to attempt to fussy cut it. Now, on the last card I did, I fussy cut that. I am not the best at fussy cutting. I know that they say the trick to fussy cutting is by moving the paper and not trying to move the scissors themselves. So, ooh, goodness, let's see what we can come up with here. I don't know, how many of you guys, like, I have a friend of mine who finds fussy cutting very relaxing. For me, it's just the opposite. I find it very stressful. How many of you guys love to fussy cut? Like, let me know. I'm kind of checking the comments. Hey, Evelyn, hi, how are you? Like, I am just like, I freak out, stress out when I have to fussy cut anything. Because, you know, and we've gotten so many dies now. Watch, I'm going to cut my finger. That it has spoiled me as far as, oh my gosh, you know, there's stamp sets and they don't have dies. Say it isn't so. But anyway, that wasn't too painful. Look at that. It came out okay. Not perfect, but okay. And I'm going to grab, I want my, oh, maybe I don't have any. Oh, let's see. I want the smaller, it's like I got a gazillion of the larger, there we go. I have a whole bunch of the regular size. Look at that. Dimensionals. Can you see? I don't want to be without. Look at those. Those are all the regular size. So I want the baby size, the little guys, because we have those too, which I love as well. All right. So first of all, what we're going to do is I want to go ahead and I want to stick my tree on there. And so we're going to use a little tiny dab of our multi-purpose glue. Watch, it's going to come out at me all at once. There we go. Maybe. There we are. Whew, okay. And I'm going to put it right in the middle. So this is really a fun way to do some scenery with these trees. I love that tree die. It's so cool. And I'm going to get my Picket tool, because I have these dangerous fake nails, and they're always a treat when it comes to crafting. All right, and we're gonna stick this right about there. And then for this little bunny rabbit, I'm gonna see if the regular dimensional will fit on him. I think I used that last time. Yeah, there we go. And he's gonna be just a hopping along. And then I wanted to add the linen thread bow. I love this stuff, and I think I've talked about it before. I love the fact that, I don't know, something about linen thread, it just gives that kind of a natural look, especially with like outdoorsy and type cards and things. Whoops, the glue dot didn't stick to it. Well, gosh darn it. Anyway, and I love the fact with linen thread that it really doesn't, oh my gosh, this guy's stubborn. It doesn't add bulk to your card. All right, we're gonna stick him right about there. I still don't think, oh my gosh, this is too funny. He's like, I do not want to stick to your card. I don't want that glue dot on me. And I'm persistent. I will conquer. Okay, there we go. Now we're good to go. Whew, that was a lot of work for one little glue dot. All right, so that is today's card. Like I said, play with the ombre effect. It is so much fun. I really, really like that. And both of them, as you can see, they came out just a little different. So play with your pinks, your purples, all that fun stuff, and see what you can come up with your dies. I hope that you guys found this fun. Thank you for hanging out with me for just a little bit. And if you're on your lunch hour, happy rest of your lunch. And I will have something posted tomorrow at 1 o'clock for you. It's going to be a really bright card. That's the only hint I'll give you right now, but it's really pretty and I think you're going to like it. Thanks again, you guys. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow for the Chalet Christmas Camp Day number 4. Bye-bye.